This is the Process Shot. I'm Michael. I'm comprised of a series of ones and zeros, and I've seen Electric Dreams, a sort of sci-fi comedy from 1984 directed by Steve Barron. It follows Miles, a rather down-on-his-luck architect who buys a personal computer to try and organize his life, eventually hooking up his apartment to run almost entirely from the PC. After attempting to download a large amount of information from his workplace, the computer overheats, leading Miles to douse it in champagne to cool it off. By doing this, the computer somehow becomes sentient, initially mimicking noises picked up by its microphone and on television, but eventually being able to communicate with Miles, who uses this opportunity to try and compose music for a neighbor, Madeline, who he has developed an attraction towards. The problem is, his computer has also fallen in love with her. It's an interesting storyline, especially for a film made relatively early in the history of computers, when they were just considered more of a hobbyist passion than the commonplace devices that we have in just about every aspect of our lives now. However, the technological side of the story and its implications aren't explored all that much, focusing more on the overarching love story at hand. The computer's true power, both inside and outside of the house, are put on display in the later scenes of the film, but before then, things are generally limited to making music. The music of the film itself is actually rather well composed, with a score by Giorgio Moroder that's almost entirely synthesized and sampled, and brings about a stunning liveliness to the film's various scenes, from a duet between Madeline and the computer to a dating montage at a carnival and on Alcatraz Island. Yeah, Alcatraz. I don't know why, but it's in here. Anyways, while the soundtrack is fun and upbeat, and the film's concept is interesting, if underutilized, it's still not quite enough to carry the film, and Electric Dreams is weighed down still by its other elements. Most apparent to me was Miles himself, who comes through almost as a poor man's Keanu Reeves, with a monotone voice that tends to come out more as droning than geeky or inconfident, which is what I figure his character to be. Speaking of which, there isn't too much to the personalities of our main characters either. They're pretty much locked into their roles of the greater love triangle, with the main gimmick being that one of them is a computer, and stick to it without any further depth to them or to this setup. There's even a potential fourth wheel who has eyes for Madeline as well, but he's hardly a threat in the long run. In fact, they kind of forget about him. In any case, Electric Dreams may not be perfect, but it's still able to be fun. The movie knows it's not going to be a serious film, so it plays around with what it has, and the filmmakers do as well. The film's cinematography is creative and plays with objects in the frame. The editing keeps things moving along at a good pace while maintaining coherence overall. And the film's special effects and graphics work are also pretty well done. All of these work hand in hand to bring out the best of the film, and while the memo wasn't passed along to the acting talent, the movie still shows a lot of potential. Though I don't think a remake would be happening anytime soon. Electric Dreams. Steve Barron, 1984. 3.5 stars. I recommend seeing it if you can. And that's it for the review. You know what's next. Leave a like if you like this video, drop a comment below, and hit the subscribe button for more reviews at a later date. I'm surprised this movie hasn't become some kind of a cult classic in recent years. Maybe it needs a Blu-ray release.